My name's Leesha. I have a physical therapy degree, I'm an aerial circus performer and coach, and I like fitness and want to share everything that I've learned with you because wow, I wish I knew a lot of it sooner. So today it's all things butts. We know the dump truck butt is probably the most desired attribute when it comes to all things fitness, physique, and motivation to work out these days. All thanks to Kim Kardashian. And I gotta say, it roped me in. I went through a period of time where I was less active than usual. I neglected my legs and butt and basically sat down at a desk 80% of the time. And unfortunately, I started to get back pain. The curvy butt was looking ever so enticing, so I decided to take action and see if I could transform my butt at home. Now, let's just cut straight to the results. Then I will tell you how I got them, because who doesn't love dessert before dinner? Day one, my body looked like this. There is nothing wrong with it. It just looked like this. This is my baseline where I started. From observation, I don't have all that much tone in my legs or butt. And yes, I am wearing a resistance band around my legs when I did take this photo because, well, I didn't anticipate actually making this video. I was taking the photos for my own personal record, hence I look like this. I just decided to make this video because I was so surprised with the results that I got. Now, day 60, this is what my body looked like. There is a noticeable difference in both my leg and butt tone and size. My butt itself is a little more rounded and slightly larger. My quads and hammies are also slightly larger and definitely more toned. As you can see, there's a line down the side separating them. My waist looks smaller in the photo after, even though it's not. It's just the appearance because of the change of size of my legs and butt. I do look just a little bit more toned overall. This actually is really awesome. Let me address any Photoshop concerns. I have not modified or enhanced my body in any way in these photos. There is no liquefaction and I cannot fake the tone in my legs that I developed. These are my true results. I really did work hard to get this and I'm really excited about it. You may not believe me, however, there is many factors involved. I've been very active and have loved exercise basically my entire life, so this is not me completely starting from scratch. And I have always been able to gain muscle pretty quickly. My genetics are different to yours and this will just look different for everyone because no two people are the same. And there are also so many external factors that contribute to this, like diet, lifestyle, stress, hormones, sleep, etc. That doesn't discount anyone from getting the results that they're after, whether it be to look a certain way or to get strong. The process just may need to look a bit different. I didn't want to do too much that completely destroyed me and then I was like, I'm never working out again because wow, that was a lot. That was not my goal or intention, so I really eased my way into it. So how much and how often did I do this over the 60 days? Well, let me tell you. Then at the end of the video, I'm gonna go through the workout that I did. Weeks 1 and 2, I only did one set 3 times a week. I did find it started to get easier by the end of week 2. And I really did start to feel like I was seeing a little bit of a difference in the size of my butt. I could have just been seeing results because I wanted to see results. Week 3 and 4, I decided I was gonna ramp it up because I still need to challenge myself. Let's do this. And I was unnaturally motivated to get a bigger butt. Even though all good things take time, I was really trying to help the process along. So I did 2 to 3 sets of the workout instead of the 1. 1 to 2 sets started to burn. Set number 3, wow, that was a really extreme challenge. In a good way, I did feel really good after doing 3 sets though. The strangest thing happened at this stage. It looked like my butt began to shrink, at least from the comparative photos that I took. It was a little bit demotivating at this stage. I wanted growth only. It is possible that my body composition was changing in the midst of doing all of this. Weeks 5 to 8 is when I started to incorporate some of those extra exercises that I showed you at the end. Overall, the workout was feeling a lot easier, but still at the end of the 8 weeks, I still felt like the workout was working. Again, it was perfect at the time because I didn't have access to a gym or any equipment, just using the resistance bands. Again, slightly shocked at how effective it was. When looking at the general guidelines for muscle growth and hypertrophy, it recommends 6 to 12 reps with 10 to 20 sets per week at 60 to 85% of your 1 rep maximum, with a rest time greater than 1 minute in between each set. However, research shows that anywhere between 4 and 40 reps can be good for muscle growth. I pushed my body hard enough to have this effect. I saw visual growth and I felt stronger. I used the general guidelines as a framework and just did what I was able to do because if I wasn't gonna start, I was never gonna start. The guidelines, as they say, are just guidelines. The only caution I would take would be to just not injure yourself, because then you really just can't do anything if you're injured. That completely defeats the purpose of everything. I started out with 1 set. It was obviously all that my body could handle at the time, and then I progressively increased. You just gotta make sure you're progressively overloading as you go, because if something is too easy, it's not gonna give you the results that you want. But in saying that, something is better than nothing. Moving your body is always a good idea. Obviously, I do want results quick, but you do have to find that trade-off between getting results and finding something enjoyable and sustainable. That's why I like doing doing exercise I enjoy because it's something that I can maintain long term. What did I actually do to get these results? I wanted a workout that wasn't too hard. I wanted to focus more on my butt muscles. I really wanted to isolate the activation of my butt. I did also want to do it at home with minimal equipment. Challenge accepted. So I put together this workout, then made a plan of the frequency. The only equipment I used was a resistance band around my knees. I would not recommend doing it without it because you won't be able to get the same amount of resistance. They're pretty easy to get a hold of. There is a heap available on Amazon. Okay, exercise 1, 20 squats. Having the resistance band around my knees really helps the activation of the glutes. That way I can focus on keeping my butt switched on throughout the entire exercise, not just on my quads and hammies. I can really isolate those glutes a little bit more. After the 20 squats, we move straight into 20 squat pulses at the bottom. Basically at the bottom of the squat, you just start pulsing your legs in and out. Kind of like a weird little dance move, maybe. When I do this, I'm really pushing my knees as wide as I physically can get them and kind of half holding it at that max range, just briefly so I can really feel the burn. And I assure you, it really does burn. Then I move into 10 crab walks. I do stand up in between this one to give my legs a slight bit of a break. I do 5 each direction, and kind of just as it sounds, you squat down and move sideways looking like a crab. Again, you want to try and keep your butt down as far as you can. Try and keep your chest up in a squat position, and you don't want to be bobbing up and down. Next one, 20 hip abductions. Standing, holding onto something for balance. Trust me, you're going to want to hold onto something for balance. I'm holding the squeeze at the top for just a little bit of a second, just to feel that activation in my glute as much as possible. Because it is a sideward direction, it can activate your hip flexor, which is not really what we want. We want to be more backside of our body focused. So I do just take my leg slightly back just to minimize that hip flexor activation. Moving on to hip extensions. Again, 20 each leg. I'm keeping my legs straight and I don't want to be arching through my back, really engaging my core to stabilize my upper body so my leg is the only thing moving. And at the top, again, I'm really trying to squeeze to feel my glute working. That's how you know you're doing the exercise right. Okay, the next one is 20 glute bridges. So I put my feet about shoulder width apart, I'm laying on the floor, and yes, I thrust my hips up into the air as awkwardly as I possibly can. Engaging my core so I don't arch through my back. We want to be, again, isolating our glutes and hammies as much as possible. If you can't really feel your butt working all that much through these and you feel like your hammies are overloaded or working really hard, you can take your feet closer to your butt in your bridge position. That's going to activate your glutes a little bit more. Okay, next one's glute bridge pulses. So similar to what we did with the squats earlier on, except this is in your bridge. At the top of your bridge, you're just gonna pulse your legs in and out, pushing your legs as wide as you can get them, slight hold at end range, and then you wanna control the in and the back out again. I'm trying not to let my hips drop, maintaining my high bridge position, squeezing my butt cheeks together as I do. Then I would do a single leg bridge, usually about 10 on each side. I didn't do this one all the time, but I did it closer to the 60 days when I had a little bit more strength and I wanted to push my body a little bit harder. Week 1, day 1, I just skip this exercise completely. All of your weight is shifted onto just one leg. This requires a lot more strength and stability. I'm thinking about keeping my hips nice and even as I'm doing this, maintaining that same position even though I'm, again, on the one leg. Resistance band is pretty irrelevant at this point, but keep it there because we're going to use it in the next exercise anyway, which is 20 clams. Laying on your side like a clam, opening and closing your legs. This one is really focused on engaging those side butt muscles, that glute med. I'm really trying to stay lying as sideways as possible, minimizing any rotation with my body so I can isolate the glute. If you're finding that difficult, laying up against a wall to stop you rotating can be somewhat helpful. Okay, moving into a tabletop position, we have 20 kickbacks on each leg. I keep the band around my knees for a bit of extra resistance. It just makes it feel that much harder. I focus on keeping a still, stable core position, not letting that table position move as I'm lifting my leg up, and not rotating my hips throughout the movement. This really allows me to isolate my glutes and hammies. Then I go straight into 15 to 20 fire hydrants on each leg. Now, going straight into these really burns, but trust me, just do it. Don't get me wrong, these were probably the toughest of them all. My legs and butt were burning. Yes, it does look like a dog peeing on a tree. Again, you want to minimize hip rotation and just focus on isolating that leg, lifting it out to the side, engaging your core to maintain that tabletop position. Okay, Okay, that's the main workout I did. Sometimes I still felt good and wanted to add a little bit extra, so I would chuck in these few extra exercises without a resistance band. Single leg tuck squat, 5 on each side. They really challenge your balance. And after doing a full butt workout, it really allowed me to feel my butt working as I did these. Basically, I would do these instead of a pistol squat because pistol squats are so incredibly difficult. And honestly, I really couldn't do them on day 1 or day 10. I'd then throw in a few side lunges, about 10 on each side. I wouldn't do all of these every time. I would just pick a few and do just a few. And then sometimes I would do very lightweighted deadlifts, usually using some kind of dumbbell or heavy household item. And I would do anywhere between 20 to 50 because at the end of the workout, doing these felt really good and I really felt like I could activate my glute throughout it. You want a slight bend in the knees, and on the way up, I think about really pulling myself upright, only using my glutes. It's a pretty good workout and surprisingly really elevated my heart rate. Look at this. I'm dying. I'm actually dying. Okay, I hope you have gotten something positive out of this video. You are wonderful and I'd love to hear about your experiences with this. Subscribe for more health and workout content. Speaking of, check out this video right here where I did this really intense ab workout with science-based exercises. Some of these exercises really helped me get the strength in the abs that I have today. So I would definitely recommend trying this workout. It is 10 minutes long. It is hard, but it is so good. So go give that one a watch, and otherwise, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.